Welcome to Satisfactory Update 4. My name is Nilaus and this is episode 12 of our Let's Play campaign. And yeah, it's kind of a Let's Play, it's kind of a walkthrough. Basically, what I want to do is just get all the way through the game. And if there's still an interest as we get all the way through the game, then I'll also start making some really big builds. Because right now, what I'm doing is kind of making, I mean, this is a nice build and all, but it's also kind of a limited size. It's not like the massive thing we can ever imagine. It is a matter of building some circuits in order to proceed. So what I want to do now is I want to actually look at my option because I wanted to go into computer. But I do only have this one, and there is no way you should ever make this one. At least not build a factory for it. You really need to get one of the alternates. There are at least two alternates. One is the Caterium one, which takes only 3 components, so it still has to be done in a manufacturer. But the real juicy one is the one that uses, I think it uses circuits and oscillators. So that's the one we need, because then we can actually make computers in an assembler. That is super nice because it only takes 2 inputs. That is something I want to do. Unfortunately, the oscillators though, crystal oscillator. There, that one, there is no easy way to do this. This one is, yeah. So we have to figure out a way to build this one, and that's going to be our objective. But you know, there's no point in building this if we don't have the expansion. So what I really need to do is go down here, get the MAM. We need to get the ammunition because we have all the things we need for this one now. We have all the things we need. We can actually make some rifle cartridges with our jetpack and the rifle and some explosives. We got all the things we need to a big run for more hard drives. So I'm going to go out and get some hard drives. Basically what I want to do is I want to take all the hard drives that are in this area up here. Now that's not something that is particularly engaging to put on a YouTube video because it is 2.5 hours of just roaming around and going there, and that just doesn't fit. I want to focus the series on building designs. So what I'm going to do is just transition to after we've done that. But first though, I want to show you one of the places that I want us to build. And well, no, that's actually much easier to do in the other way around. So what I'm going to do is I want to, and here, no, you know what, I have to go back and show you where I want to build it, otherwise nothing makes sense at all. So we are going this way. We're going to go back also because if I don't take the transports between my sections, then you kind of probably lose the overview of what the base actually sort of how it's connected, because yeah, I spend a lot more time than you do in the space, so it's more comfortable or more intuitive for me where things are. Like that's our hub, that's our rotors, that's our reinforced iron plate, that's our steel. Up there is our encased industrial beams, and what else do we have? That one is our stators. Let's move further over here. And what I want to do is I want to get the circuits that we have there plus the oscillators that we're now going to build. The problem with the oscillators though is that it will require a lot of crystals. We haven't done crystals at all, so I will need to make some crystals. And where do we make the crystals? We make it out here. This is our explosives. Yes, our gunpowder, black powder thing. But if we look at where is our nearest crystal, scan for raw crystal, you will see a dishearteningly long time before anything comes up, and that's going to be that's our, well, I'm not going to say the main issue, but it's what we need to address. There we go. That's the one. All the way out there, 1,200 meters out. It's all the way here. What we have is this line that I'm looking down. There is a iron location here, and there is a coal location here. So we have the line out here. What I want to do is I want to bring it out on this line so that we get our options. There is this line I'm looking at is iron ore. It doesn't look like iron ore, the one I'm looking at, the lower one on the right hand side. That's the one we bring. This one and that one we bring home for the the steel production, the sulfur, and the other coal we bring home for the explosives, which is kind of a waste of coal. But, you know, it is what it is. I might use it for something else, like turbo fuel or something like that. But once we are out here, we can get to, I think, no, not yet. There it is. That's the inbound for the iron. There's another iron deposit there, right there. That's enough for us. And over at that point, right there and right there, we have 2 locations for quartz, and those are the ones we want to take. So if I scan again, I should be seeing bing bing. These are the 2. So we bring these 2 up here and back on that belt. We take the iron that we have found out there and bring it back on the other belt. So bring it back and then make a platform. Let's do that. And we're back. You can see here there are now 2 of these here on well, in the meantime, I have researched a lot of good things. We've gotten out. Let's look at the map first. You can see all of this area just been going all the way out. Got about 15 of the 15 hard drives out there. So this entire area that you can see unlocked, like from here and all the way up, that is now empty of hard drives. I still have quite a bit because I think the map goes like this. So I mean, maybe not that far down, but you know, it's still a lot. And we got the one we actually needed. This one, we got 2 versions. I'm going to make this one here, circuit boards plus the oscillator, gives us 3 computers. So 1 oscillator into 1 computer, and that means we need to make as many computers as we can get away with. You can see this belt up here is now a Mach 4 belt. I'm getting 480 crystals inbound, and at this location we can probably see out there there's 2 more miners out there going up on that one, and up here that's going to be 480 iron coming in. So that is what we have. You have 480 of each of the 2 products we need, and now we need to make it into the oscillators. Can I click? Oh yes, I can. That's good, because we can now look at the oscillator. And this is going to be a bit, the quartz crystal is pretty easy. We just make this simple one. We don't want to use the water one. This one I'm going to use iron wire, because then I can use the iron for it. This one I'm going to use the stitch plate with iron wire, and that's going to be the one we need, we want. And then I'm going to go up. We have built a platform. I hope you appreciate the fact that I prepare so much in advance or between sessions so that we can focus more on the designs. All right, so one of the key parameter of all my designs at this point is, right now this is scaled towards a 480 per second, but when we get a Mach 5 belt, or you know, maybe we'll get a Mach 6 belt at some point, it's probably not going to be at a point where I upgrade this. The idea is that I can extend it further out if I can get more in. That means I can build it small and then I can scale it up. And what I need to do now is that means I need to bring materials in on this side, build the 2 iron on either side of this one coming in. So I'm going to build the stitch plates and the wires, no, the cables that goes in here. And then hopefully at around that location that I've highlighted here, I'll bring the crystal in. They'll go out here, making some what are the other crystal things? The crystal things, and they'll. So I could move them out here, but I think I actually want to move them back into this tile and move them over, so that I move all the way over here. That I consolidate the 3 inputs and get them all the way over here, because that means I can extend further down. It's kind of illogical, or it's kind of difficult to explain, but I think it might be easier as we try to build it. I'm gonna start by making here. So we're gonna get the iron in, and we're gonna leave the first tile, or the first foundation empty, and then we're gonna go in here. So now let's design it mainly for size. This is purely for how big is it gonna be, not for sort of how many I'm gonna have. I'm first gonna have this inbound, the primary inbound for iron. It's gonna go into some smelters. After this one, it's maybe going into some kind of splitting, because this one can go into 2. Then it goes into some constructors where I make stuff like iron wire, I'm still not looking at ratios. Oh, that's fun. Wow. And that's again going to be room for. So the next foundation here is for splitting and merging. Then I'm going to go into a location that has 2. Yeah. And that's going to be where we built the actual stitch plates. And I want to make that like so. So this one goes, this one can go, oops, straight in. And the other one will sort of gather. We don't know exactly what it is, but this is going to be the stitch plate. There is an argument also for using bolted plate. Bolted plate makes an insane amount of things per second. But the kind of the screws are pretty annoying to make. I need 5 screw makers from the alternate recipe 1. I'm not going to use the alternate recipe 2 because yeah, that's just not happening. I don't have steel nearby. Actually, I do have steel nearby, but I don't want to do it. I want to take it out with raw resources, getting all the way in, building all the products. So I'm going to make it here with the stitch plate, because the stitch plate will make 5.6 blah blah blah, and that will have to be scaled down. So this one will make an exact 5. By an exact 5, I will also be making that will correspond to, I don't know if you have that one. You need to go into number 5. I'll put you here. Okay, so this can make the crystal oscillators. Unfortunately, I don't have any alternate crystal oscillator, but the alternate crystal oscillators also make AI limiters, which I don't have. So there is that. So we're gonna have to make do with this one. 2.5 per minute. This is all for 1 per minute. This is insane. 2.5 reinforced iron plate per minute. That means I'm gonna kind of keep this here. That means this one can support 2 manufacturers. All right, 2 manufacturers. And then from here, I am going to get a splitter, no, a merger actually. Here, can I also do that? Yeah, merger, nice. There, not gonna be aligned perfectly because this one has to be misaligned a bit, but that doesn't matter because this is just outbound. Oh, actually, not this way. It actually has to be going the other way, because I said I wanted to get it this way and that way. Cool. And that means I have now room for the next. This one will be the crystals coming in. Crystals will come in and they will be going into this location. Aligned in the middle. And then I will get a constructor, which will be in the middle again. And this constructor will get the quartz crystal from raw quartz to quartz crystal. Ah, right, that's it. Let's go back to this one and figure out how many quartz crystals we need. I need 18 per minute. So one of these can just be scaled down to 18. Whoops. Scale down this one to 18. That's now for 1, and I'm gonna build another one next to it. Copy and paste. So this is now also for 2. Now I'm actually starting to get back with, or design it again. And that is a splitter, that's a merger, and here, and here. All right, so what we have now is this is going out. And on this path here, I will need to get, well, the input comes in here. That's going to be crystals coming in. That means this one will have to go up. Do I get 1 up, 2 up, 3 up? I think this one goes 3 up. Right. So 1, 2. This will be the cables that I haven't built. This one will be the stitch plates that I haven't built, or that I have over there. And that one will be for you, my friend. And that should be 1, 2. Well, let me just check if that is even feasible. Why doesn't it make any sound? It should be making sound, shouldn't it? And that's gonna be a Mark 3, I think. And that should also be a Mark 3. Because this one is making 18. We don't know how many we want. But we are now also already starting to look at this part. And this will be the outbound for the next one, which will then be here. 1, 2, up, up, up. And I will get from here into here. And that is definitely going to be a normal belt. That should also be fine. Yes. And they will now be able to proceed further this way. Yes. Excellent. All right. All right. But we have one thing we haven't done yet. Well, we have more things that we haven't done. On this side, this is the iron coming in. So iron is also going to be used for, on the other side. Let's see. Let's go here. Smelting iron, then making it. Oh, look at that one. It's flying still nicely above us. It's good. This one's for merging and splitting, if that's needed. And then it goes into iron wire. It's gonna be really slow, and iron, and then it's gonna go into some kind of merging and splitting, and that also kind of reveals that we don't have enough space here. Damn. Just gonna make it a tiny bit more out just so we can get the first layer out. So this is the wire. After the wire, the next one here, that one, will be for the cables. And obviously the cables will be, well, and that will be out here into a merger, which will again merge that way. All right. And if we recall correctly, then I will have my inputs 1, 2. This one will go up here. And I'll have the stitch plates, and I'll have the whatever else is there. Actually, now that I think of it, that might actually not be necessary, because I could do that as well. No. Cables. Probably need a bit of cables here. Yeah, I could do that. All I need is that after it passes this location, it dips down by 1. Does that make sense? Okay, these can only go 6 tiles. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not even sure that's enough. Hold on. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that at all. No, 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 no. This is so much nicer because I don't need the lower one. The lower one only comes in at the very end, so this is brilliant. So much nicer. This one can actually make do with going 1 tile up. So you can go up here. That's the stitch plate, so that's fine. And I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna take this one out. I'm gonna take, oh man, that's so nice that we don't need the top one. Here, and Mark 3, go from here and tile it, build this to here. Yeah, these two are going to be here, and then I'm going to continue to bring it. I'm going to remove this. I wonder if it fits or it's just too long. Nope, it fits. That one goes here. Actually, that's a level 1. Or maybe it just feels stupid to have all of these level. Yeah, it does feel pretty stupid to have them different speeds. There. So this goes over that one, and once it continues over, then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one. Inbound. I don't know if it's inbound or outbound. I honestly have no clue if it's inbound or outbound anymore. It's so this means now I've done all of the outputs first. So they'll need to go out here. And that means I also need to make this bigger, because this 2, 3. The manufacturer takes 3 by 3, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then the output on that side. Okay, and this means this is the path between the two manufacturers, and then I'm going to 1, 2, 3 for the other manufacturer lane, and then I'm going to have 1 for the output, and then a bonus 1. So this is the size that I have to make it. Let me make this size, and then we can we can continue on the build. And it is done. Look at that. What we have is now 14 this way by 28 that way, which is 392 foundations up here floating in the air just to make a few oscillators. That is, I'm not gonna say insane, but it's kind of a lot. So now we need to make the actual manufacturers. I'm just gonna make one of each, one on either side, and then we're going to redesign this part in order to get the ratios correct. And I think that the best part of this one, which is also kind of why it takes just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. Okay, hold on. 1, 2. This one will actually go that way, I think. Yes. Okay. So this will be the middle of... Okay, so I think it's easier to me to do that. Like, this is going to be where I want the manufacturer to be placed. Yeah? So in order to place a manufacturer, you have to, and I say have to, you don't technically have to, but damn well you have to. You have to have these things. The alignment splitters. My patented alignment splitters. Boop. And I am going to rotate it like this, because that's the only way you can figure out if you're actually placing it in the middle. This one should now be in the middle, because it's actually telling us that it is in the middle. And then on the other side as well, this one will be all the inputs. We're going to come back to how we're going to do the inputs. But that means 1, 2. This is again only for alignment. I'll make this one. Can align with the other one. And inputs will go in the middle. Outputs will go on the side. I will have this one. That is where I'll bring stuff out. Excellent. All right, so at this point, I'm going to get things inbound. And I have a really good plan for this, I think. Because if I do, I have to be getting a bit of altitude before it will actually give us some lines here. Actually, it won't give us lines at all. Nah, weird. This gives us lines. This one does not give us lines. Boo. Okay. This is the lower one. It goes in here. Next one. Why does it always rotate when you do these kind of things? That's going to be the next tier. And this one will be... And it keeps rotating. And I'm going to take these out. So we now have things coming in at 3 different heights. They will go out here. I will take this one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. One back. So it goes here. That should leave enough room for this one to go. Listen to the sound. That was there. It was there. All right, I'm gonna make another one here. This is where it's positioned, and then I move it 1 tile closer. I don't know if it's called the tile one tick closer, I guess. Could be what we call it. And there. Which means this one will... that sound. Ah, that joyous sound. And we'll also do these. And I'll take this out. From here. Actually, I don't really need these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And now I take from here. Top one goes in. Middle one goes in. Remember, the first one is the quartz crystal. The top one is quartz crystal. The middle one is stitch plates. And the lower one is cables. All right. And from here, I'll go. Whoop. If you have the audacity to say that it's clipping, then I'm saying it's not clipping through. So it's just gently lying on top. Look at this. This is absolutely brilliant design, and it tiles as much as we want. So each of these will be making crystal oscillators, 1 per minute. Yay. And they'll get these things out in here. And the brilliant part about it is, because I bring every single product in from this side, if I want to scale this up, now I can build it just for 1. But then I can also just make more, as long until I start bumping into something next, or I run out of stuff on the belt. So that's the whole build here. Now, what I don't have is this one. This one should be. We'll go over here to verify here. This one is needs 14 cables per minute. Okay. And this one is actually making 30 cables, so that's 2 times 14 plus a bit of extra. And that means this will need to get 60 wire in, technically 56. This one can only make that, so if I go 20 here, and then get 3 of those. There. And here. Do the copy paste. Copy, paste, paste. There, that's 20 plus 20 plus 20. Copper wires. This is a merger that will be positioned in the middle. This one will be now going here. And that's going to go out because we don't need it. All right. Let's go through this one. That one's not necessary. Yeah. Okay, so here. This is the outbound, getting cables back on the feeder belt. Yes. And that will come from this one, which will make cables. It's going to get 30 cables out. This one will get 60 cables, 60 wire in. 60 wire comes from 20 wire plus 20 wire and 20 wire. Yes. So we now need inbound here. I need to figure out what 20 divided by 9 multiplied by 5. Yay. 20. 5 times 20 divided by 9. And then that's for each of them, and then I multiply again by 3 times this. That's 33. That is unfortunately more than one of these can take. I could take one and then overscale it. Isn't that actually easier? Nah, we don't want to overscale when we have an option not to. There. So this will make here. And it's going to be a lower number. It'll only be outputting 17. 17 is a bad number. Yeah. Just get a slight buffer here. Send copied. That one. And what do we need? That's a merger. That's not correct. This one will then be First we split it, and then over here we split it as well. And then in the middle here we merge it back in to that. And all of this is just normal. Okay, so this one gets 18 inbound, split to 9 plus 9. 9 goes in here. This one here. Split 9 plus 9. 9 plus 9 goes in here. So this one has 18 going in. And that goes out here. So this one gets 18. These get 9 plus 9, which is obviously too little for the outer ones, but too much for the middle one. And once this one fills up with iron ingots, then it'll backlog here, and then the other ones will get what they need as well. So it's going to be 18 plus 18, that's 36 divided by 3, so I get 12 each, and they only consume 11 point something now. So this is now done. This one will give us 30 cables per minute, and that's enough for 2. So this thing is scaled for these 2. Great. And I need to make sure that I have another split up here. That goes in. That goes in. And I am going to continue with my Mark IV belt down the line. That's going to be our main feeder belt, so accentuated like this. We have not done this part though. So we're going to go to this one here and say, if I scale this down by a bit, so that's going to be 18.75 times 0.89. That is an awful number. But that's how many iron plates I need. It's less than 18. But if I can make... this is actually not correct. This should be iron plates. It makes 20. What if we just scale it down just a tiny bit? What? 9? There. That goes down to 18. That's definitely enough. Alright, and then the other ones will make iron wire. 1 iron wire, and I guarantee you we need 2. How do I guarantee that? Here, because this makes 22, and here I need 37 point something. So if I scale this to 75%, and that one to 75%, then we have no clue how much we're actually getting here. Oh, this is actually annoying, isn't it? Because this can make 30. This one isn't quite using 30. It's got 3 surplus basically. It's going to use 27 to make those 18. So the 27 we have here. Then could I take the other 3 and just feed them in here? That means I could get a total of 33 in here. Which one? But this one is requiring. So I'm gonna get 75% of 12.5. These ratios are horrible. Times 2. That's how much I need. Oh, right. Okay, that doesn't matter. This one's fine. No splitting. Just go straight in. And I'm gonna go have another one here. There. Which will then be a splitter. That goes inbound, and that goes there. This one goes and inbound. Good. And also inbound here. Did you get your inbound? Nope, you did not. This is pretty okay, I guess. I don't care that much if it's slightly overscaled, but I don't want it to be like massively overscaled. What did we figure out that I needed? 18, so this one should only be outputting 20. That's good. So this one outputs 20, and that means it gets 10 each. Yeah, this should be fine. Whew. These numbers, and that one needs to go away. And then I have 2 of these, this one and this one, making wires, and that means they need to be merged together. I will merge them together in here. And I'll show you something really cool. I think that's cool. It's a typical thing that I think is cool. I can now take from here and just go directly in here, and that will be a beautiful 90-degree turn. Those are the kind of things I think is cool. So yeah, simple mind. There. This is scaled down to 5. This one is scaled down. This, oh, I didn't need 30. I didn't actually need 37. I needed 37.5 times 0.8889. That's actually 33, and then I divide by 2. Let's get a 16. Yeah, okay. Why did I divide by 2? That's because each of those will have to make 16 points. Yeah, okay. That's actually pretty good. Whew. So what we have now built, this one is not built yet. I'm gonna build another splitter here. That one. And I'll get, actually, I don't think I have this one yet. I don't have it for the other one. Here. And I'm gonna get inbound and inbound. This is way easier than all the other ones because this is a 1-to-1 ratio. So inbound, inbound, and these feeder lines will be Mark 3s there, and they're going out. All right, so this is where everyone usually goes like, it's so hard to figure out what you're doing because you're just looking at these too close. So I am going to try to make it a recap from here a bit further up so we can get a bit of altitude and it gets a bit easier to look at it. All right, so all the way over here we have the 2 manufacturers producing our oscillators. Yes. And they're running at, they will each need 14 cables. This build here makes 30 cables per minute. Yeah, actually that build here will make 30 cables per minute. Then they also need some stitch plates. Oh, it's right above us. And the stitch plates comes from this build here. This makes stitch plates, which needs plates and some wire. And again, I'm using iron wire, so I don't have to bring in any copper. And the last part that's needed out here is the quartz crystal, which we'll get from this location. So this whole thing here, this quartz crystals is designed for 2. This is designed for 2. This is designed for 2, and then I have 2 of these. That's pretty good. But you know what? We could also make it a slightly bit bigger, couldn't we? Oh, look at that one. That is definitely not great. Wow. How did I... Okay, so what I want to do now is we should be able to fire this up. I just need to get some... the only thing we actually need here is the power. So let me hook up the power and get the quartz crystals also up here. I have done that one because I knew where I wanted it, but I wasn't sure about this one. So let me also get the quartz crystals up here and set these ones up so we are ready to go. All right, I got a bit carried away. Wow. Okay, so the first thing that happened was that I built the small thing here, and then I realized that, you know what, I keep yelling at, shouting out how awesome it is that it's tileable, and then I don't build it in any way tileable. So I decided to make it a bit bigger. There we go. And this monstrosity here, there are now 8 manufacturers. Unfortunately, they are only producing 1 per minute each. So all of this thing is only going to give us 8 per minute. This is absolutely insanity. And all of this is making cables. All of this part here is making stitched iron plates. And all of this part over here is making the crystals. Oh, let's land safely. And I should have my crystals coming in. So let's do that. They are here, and all they need to do is get fed in here. And I need to do the same over on this side for the iron. That one to that one. And that should be enough. What we're going to do now is we are going to monitor how everything works. We're going to get some altitude there. So here, this one comes in. It's 480 coming in per minute. And I did some calculations. This one is 18 plus 18, so that's for one of these units here is 36, and this is 30 plus 20, so that's 50, so it's 86 here. And then I have 4 of the units here, so 86 times 4 is distinctly less than it's 3,000 or 300 and what did I say? 86, 346 maybe. I mean, I don't know. We can find out. 86 times 4. There we go. 344. Close enough though. And yeah, so that's less than the 480. So it's going to take, of course, what always takes time is that it has to fill up these ones until enough sort of feeds further down the line. And we are actually seeing over here. Let's start looking at this part. We are seeing the crystals coming in. What I'd also like to do, but I'm not going to do that now, is that I'd really like to also get, like, or what I will do is just build a few extra ones, just to put it into a box. I'm not going to do it now because then it'll sort of take it away. But what I want that, because we have to make the floodlights and stuff like that, the lights that will actually need. Yeah, the floodlights will need a lot of quartz crystals. So now we finally have quartz crystals operational. Let's have a look at this one. This is not doing anything yet, but that's simply because the things here are building slowly, but it also only needs to sort of get the whole thing going, and then once it's going, it should be fine. Let's scan down here just to see if everything is green. I'll try to do it as simple as possible. So this is basically iron plates, iron wire, and then repeating iron plates, iron wire, and that one is yellow. Okay, it's because it's not getting enough in here because this one is kind of still starving a bit, right? Yeah, it's still starving. Let's just make sure that it's, yeah, it's just starving. It's not, there's anything wrong with it. It's just not getting enough in here, but that's expected. So we just take minuscule amounts out here. All right, let's go to the other side of our main line. That is, oh, right. Here, this is, no, what? Yeah, I'm lost. All right, this is our main line. Yeah. This is our main line. Main line for iron. Main feeder line for iron. So let's have a look at the stuff going out here. The unit starts from this one and that one. This is the unit. So each of these produce only a mediocre 18. So that goes in here, 9 plus 9. And this one goes in 9 plus 9. So this one gets a lot, but the other ones don't get quite enough until it's fully saturated. It's going to take a bit of time to get it fully saturated. So you can see this one has too much, while the other ones don't have enough. Barely has enough, at least. And we're going to get this in here. The wire goes in to become cable. It's just, again, only barely keeping up, coming in from these 3 locations at the same time. Getting in here should be getting 60 inbound, which is exactly what we need to make the cables outbound. So what we have is now we should look out here. We have the stitched iron plates, we have the crystal, quartz crystal, and we have the cables. They're all coming out very, very neatly here. Let's have a look. Oh, oy. That one. Woo. Don't want to fall down. And that goes up here. So let's see if things move as they should. Again, this one will also just be taking a bit of time to fill up, but we're getting more. It needs to go to 5. What about this one? Are you working yet? Nope, not yet. And this is actually the first one that will get started. These two will be the first ones, and they haven't even started yet because of lack of stitched iron plate. But we're getting it. It's slowly coming in. Like there's 3 and there's 3 more, and these 3 will be going 1 in here, 1 in there. There it is. As this one comes in, we will start the very first build. Way, it works. Nice. And this will also, again, we still have the same, still have the same issue with this, is that it'll take a hell of a long time before it starts getting down to the last one, because these will have to be oversaturated on something that's we're only producing. What are we producing? We're producing, when the whole thing is saturated back here, then it's going to be 5 times 4, so it's 20 per minute. Yeah. One thing we'd like to see though is the power. I'm sure that you would like to know the power. It's not really significantly increased, but it is a big build. It's a very big build actually. This is biggest build we've done in the base so far, and I'm really happy about it because if I want to, I could actually extend it even further. I could get up to 10, maybe 12 per minute. Not quite, but if I could just get more, if I could get like Mark 5 builds, we can get up to, maybe with this build I could get, I don't know, maybe 14 per minute, 14 oscillators per minute. That would be pretty good. this one's obviously easily done. These are the ones that are struggling the most. I want to see if they are actually building all the way down. They are green all the way. Cool. All of this is green. Yes. All of this is almost green, right? Almost green, because there is actually quite a bit of surplus here. Yep. This is green. And this one is, well, it's also green now. Okay, so we have everything we would wish to have. These are all green as well. And only the turf first out here are green. Like that one and that one are green. But this one is slowly filling up. It's so tempting to put these in here, but I think that's we want to see that it actually fills up by itself. Ah, it passed through. And the next one. So the fact that we now have 20 per minute coming in, that should help. Oh, it didn't go in here. Damn it. We want to get the, yeah, you can see how little actually comes in here, and that is because these ones will probably be oversaturated or overskilled. Yeah, slightly. All right, I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope that you like this. I hope that I have been able to take such a complicated build here as this one and try to break it down into some parts that make a lot more sense, and try to keep it like modular. So there's these modules here, there's a module here, and modules there, but then make the tile level out here so we can extend it if we need to. I think that's the right way to build in Satisfactory generally, is that when you make a design, you make it tileable. Because too often I make a design that fits to whatever I have, like a Mark II build at the time of design, and then as soon as I have a Mark III build, I go like, ah, damn it. And right now I have that issue with my steel build and my reinforced iron plate builds, that I can't extract from it because they are hard locked to the size that they're already at. So me upgrading the belts out here for Mark III to Mark IV for the coal and iron going in here wouldn't do anything because it's a locked build. It's a bit of a shame. So we're gonna have to do some other steel at some point, somewhere, maybe, somehow. But that is a different matter. But now we have oscillators. I mean, we don't have a lot of oscillators, not gonna lie. We don't have a lot. We might actually have like 2 over here. That's as much as I can hope for. I wanted to just stand here, yeah, 4, yeah, go oscillator. So we have this, and what I want to do now is, or not now, but in the next episode, is definitely work on computer parts, because that's pretty cool to get computers automated. The oscillator, what is it called? The crystal computer, and the alternate recipe, this one, the crystal computer. Yes, please. That is super nice. We have all the ingredients, and that will give us basically. It'll give us 8 computers per minute if we can find a way to build it. It's probably going to be like over here. It would be a good idea, but we'll cover that. Also, now that we have quartz automated, then I want to make floodlights. We can get lights. When we have lights, the next thing we also want is to color these. I've been running the default color for a very long time, but it's time for us to get some better colors. So we're going to wrap this one up here. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, be sure to hit the like button. It shows me that you enjoyed this series. It is not getting like monumental views, but I really appreciate all the cool feedback, and that really makes it worth it while for me to make this series. So thank you very much for the positive feedback and good ideas. Keep that coming. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, well, maybe consider doing that if you find that the content here on the channel is interesting. I'll be seeing you either on Twitch, where I'm streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, this Satisfactory base, or maybe here on YouTube or on Discord. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.